Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our level 11 character, Tiger Shrike, who is one level away from being able to slot dual origin enhancers on her powers. And we need probably about 20,000 more information so that we can try to sell our orange salvage. In the meantime, we have 16,000 experience. We need about 5,000 to get to level 12. And we are meeting our new contact, Luke Larson. So here's Luke. We're going to talk to him, and he says, so this is Who Needs Enemies Part 1. Knock, knock. It's good to see you, Tiger Shrike. Flores had a lot of good things to say about you. Said you saved your boyfriend's life. We could use a lot more people like you here in Pretoria. But I didn't ask you to just sing your praises, to see you just to sing your praises. We've got a situation brewing in the Resistance, Tiger Shrike, and it affects Wardens and Crusaders alike. I've heard some disturbing rumors that some of the more extremist cells of the Crusaders have been stooping to all new lows in order to get an edge over Cole and the PPD. I've been hearing people talk about the Resistance being allied with the Syndicate and even the Destroyers. This is from people on the street and even on TPN. The Crusaders doing this are going to completely undermine any semblance of support we might have amongst Pretoria's citizens. I need help in putting an end to these dealings. So, he says, glad to have you aboard. I've had my office looking for some of these rumors and reports of alliances between Resistance and the Destroyers. Seems to me that the biggest gain PR-wise would be in eliminating the relationship with the Psychopaths. At least the Syndicate operates under some semblance of morality. We have a lot of reports surrounding this block here in Logos. I want you to check this warehouse. Might be a Destroyer hangout. If it is, see if you can't find any evidence that might lead us to who is orchestrating the relations between the Crusaders and the Destroyers. Interesting. Why can't we buy? Oh, we can't buy anything from him because of we're full. Okay. Alright, so we're going to head to the warehouse, and as we do, I think it's just going to be a normal warehouse mission. Assuming it is, I will continue the saga of City of Heroes. We began by talking about 2004, the release, what it was like when the game first launched, and that sort of thing. And then in the last episode, we talked about how there was a private server. And the private server was run by a guy named Leandro, and only available for invite, and it got outed by a guy named Destroyer. It was reported by Massively OP by Bree Royce, and people were urging Leandro to make the code available so that it could get out into the wild and never be taken away from us again. Once it's out there, NCSoft can't get it, can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. And so that's where we left off. And eventually, after a week or so of pressure, I think it wasn't a lot of time, Leandro finally said, "Okay, I'll do it." And he released the code to the wild, and people started downloading it, and people started trying to figure it out, and people started trying to see if they could make a server. And at first, everybody was kind of together on this, right? This went out through the City of Heroes Reddit. I'm just trying to avoid the burn here, by the way, guys. It went out through the City of Heroes Reddit. It went out to lots of people. I remember one guy online saying he had downloaded it onto copied it onto 4 different USB drives that he put in different locations so that it could never be taken away, right? And so it got released, and on the City of Heroes Discord and on the City of Heroes Reddit, everybody kind of went nuts trying to figure out the code and how do we run servers. And I'm just trying to see who's around. Look at all these guys. These are huge spawns. It's definitely scaled differently from the regular game, which is fine as long as you kind of know ahead of time that that may be the case. So the code got out, and the people on they start calling themselves Ouroboros after the flashback section of the game, which we haven't seen yet. And they were working together, and they said, let's get a server up. And so they figured out how to do it somehow, and they put up a server. They named the server Bree, after the woman who broke the story. I remember her saying she wasn't too sure she wanted to be honored like that because it's illegal, right? I mean, you're not supposed to be doing this. It's stolen code, right? The NCSoft did not let the code out the door voluntarily. Somebody snuck it out, right? Now, people may say, well, the Paragon Studios people were the coders, so like they're just taking their own code out of the place, but out of the sort of off the servers. But the reality is that those servers are owned by NCSoft, and NCSoft had the rights to the game. There's people in here, which I didn't notice. So it's stolen code. It's technically not legal to be running this game. It's probably not legal to be playing the game. And so she wasn't sure she wanted to be named after her. But in any case, it was up, and it was mostly like a proof of concept. Can we get this thing running? Wow. Look at these spawns. They're all so close to each other. All right, let's see if we can get this guy. So the server went up. It was up and down a lot. It was sporadic. It was very glitchy. There were a lot of crashes. There were a lot of map server disconnects and those sorts of things. And but people were able to play, right? For the first time. Watch me get killed now because of the knockdown. For the first time in 6 years, other than the people from the private server, people were able to play City of Heroes, and they were really happy. And there was this great attitude of being able to do this again. People were like literally crying. I remember this one story of a guy on Reddit talking about how he and his wife had met playing City of Heroes, and they had met like in 2010 or something playing City of Heroes, and they'd played it together till the game sunset, and they're married now, and they've been married all these years. And he said when the game opened up again, they went into the server and they recreated the characters that they'd been playing when they met. And when they finally got in game and their characters were next to each other, they like took a screenshot, and he said his wife was crying, right? Because this is how they met. And this game was really special to to everybody who was playing it, and everybody was really excited to be able to play it again. However, and I wasn't playing it yet, by the way, guys. I had not started. I knew this was going on. I was watching it unfold day after day on the internet, but I wasn't actually playing because I didn't really trust it yet. I didn't want to get malware on my computer. I mean, I just wasn't sure. And so basically I let the rest of the internet kind of troubleshoot it for me and make sure it was okay before I committed. And in the meantime, the Bree server, after going up a little bit, why do I keep missing these guys? The Bree server came down. And I'm just trying to get out of the burn here. Make her follow me. Come on. There you go. So, wow, let me assassinate her. So, the server went down. And then there was a rumor that NCSoft had taken it down, right? That they had gotten a takedown message from NCSoft to know exactly what we feared, exactly what Leandro was afraid of. But it turned out they didn't. Some trolls had made a fake NCSoft takedown message and sent it to the guy who was running the server, and he freaked out and he took it down because he thought they were going to sue him, and he was afraid he was going to lose his job or whatever, right? So he took it down, and there was no server for a little while, and I think a lot of the work that they'd done on the code and stuff, some of that got lost. And so then Leandro came in, I think, and said, I'll help you guys get a server back up. And he did that. And that is what became Torchbearer, which was the first of the Homecoming servers. And then eventually the Homecoming group made Everlasting and several other servers. I don't remember all the names. I play on Everlasting, which is the roleplay server. All right, they had the one server, Torchbearer, and Excelsior was another one. They had the one server, Torchbearer, and there were waiting queues of like 4,000 people to get on, and so they realized that wasn't going to work. So then they made Excelsior, and then there were queues to get on that one, and then they made an Everlasting and a couple others. So there's like 5 servers now in the Homecoming group. Those guys, however, as far as I know, are related or associated with Leandro, and there were a lot of issues with that. A lot of people are mad at Leandro and didn't want him associated with those servers. Didn't want to be on a server, associated with him. The Rebirth guys. These are the original. It was the original Discord for City of Heroes. There was a whole kerfluffle about that. Somebody, whoever was running it, made some kind of prejudicial remarks, and then they had to. Um, Now, see, there, I think opening the door should reveal you, but whatever. So those guys, the original leader, the original head admin of that site stepped aside, and Wretched took over, I believe. I don't know all the politics of it, but it was quite messy. Eventually, multiple groups started running servers, which, of course, from the player perspective and from the perspective of the game never being taken away, is what we want, right? We don't want a single entity running the game, right? You don't want just Homecoming running it, because if NCSoft takes them out, makes them stop, then you lose the whole game. So the Rebirth guys are running a server. There's a server called COXG, which is like a no holds barred kind of server. There's a server, a Victory server, right? And this is being run by people who were on the Alive game Victory server that was in the live game. And I think there's one called Unity. There was one called Pleiades for a while, and then that went away. So we've lost a few servers. And, right, obviously by far the biggest is the Homecoming group. They're kind of the biggest because they were first, right? They were the first ones after the Bree server went down. They were the first ones to bring up a server. Everybody wanted to play on it. They then were smart enough to bring up multiple servers so that people could, and then do server transfers so that people could stay within that same cluster and continue playing with their friends. And so, yeah, that's the way this has happened. So the Homecoming group is the largest. They are, their claim is that they're trying to negotiate with NCSoft to get basically official permission to run the game. I've said in previous episodes it's never going to happen. There's no way. Companies do not give up intellectual property rights. I forgot to take out a bomb, didn't I? I forgot to take out a bomb while I was talking. There was a bomb over here somewhere. Wasn't there? Or maybe not. Maybe it disappeared when I defeated the guys. Let's see. Where's the other bomb? So there's a bomb right here. Let's see what happens to it after I defeat these guys. Take out the shredder. So yeah, the Homecoming group is trying to be, I guess, the primary ones. They're trying to get official recognition from NCSoft so that at least their servers. Oh, I am so sick of being knocked down. So that at least their servers are immune from potential prosecution or whatever you want to call it, takedown notices. Oh, I guess the bomb blew up, and we've got our first defeat. So we got to go to the hospital. So the NCSoft negotiations are supposedly ongoing, and the reason I'm on this server is because the Homecoming people have made some rules saying that you... I hate this. Why can't I move? It's so annoying. They've made some rules saying you can't do certain things like record gameplay video because they think that that will antagonize NCSoft and prevent NCSoft from... Alright, I'm going to do something here that maybe I shouldn't, but I am so sick of being knocked down. Break free. And that'll prevent Mez. So the Homecoming people are afraid, I guess, if they let us do these things like recording videos that it will antagonize NCSoft, and NCSoft then won't give them the rights to the game. Now, as I've said, I think they're fooling themselves. I don't think they're ever going to get the rights to the game. NCSoft's never going to give them that. But that's why I'm on the Rebirth server now. Because they allow gameplay video, and the Homecoming servers do not. Now, you could say, why don't you just ignore them? I mean, the idea that these guys are enforcing codes of conduct on a server that itself is a violation of code of conduct, right? Because you're not allowed to... where are these guys I was fighting? Well, there's the leader. We better take everybody out in this room. The idea... Oh, I forgot to put hide on. I forgot that that turned off. Look at this. Alright, break free time. Break free. These burn patches are really annoying. Come on. Every single attack is a burn patch. That's really annoying. Alright. So yeah, the server itself is a violation, right? They're not allowed to run this server. And they're doing it anyway. And then they're saying on this server that's existence is a violation of code of conduct, you can't violate our codes of conduct, which is really ironically funny. But in any case, it's fine. We're playing on this server, which doesn't have... They have code of conduct violation rules, but not about recording video. Level 12, I cannot come fast enough. Assuming I get integration at 12, I sure hope I do. It cannot come fast enough, guys, I'm telling you. I absolutely despise being knocked down. And especially the number of guys who can knock you down in these groups. So the Blastmasters are going to do burn patches and the Crushers knock you down, so I don't know, you pick your poison, I guess. I'm going to back out because I don't want to get close to the boss. Try to force him to come to me. Yeah, see, they should not be able to hit me from behind here like that. I don't know what's going on with that. Knock me down again! This is where I miss super reflexes a little bit, because some of these attacks would just not be hitting me if I was super reflexes, but as a regen scrapper, there's just no way to avoid damage. You have to just heal it. Okay. So let's just wait for the burn to go away. Alright. And that's it. So we're going to try to assassinate this guy. So that's the story of City of Heroes from start to finish. You've heard that in the last 3 episodes. We talked about, you know, how the game played in live, and then we talked about how there was a private server that nobody knew about, and now we've talked about how that private server then was outed, and that brought the game to everybody. So now there's a bunch of different people running servers, one of which is Homecoming, which I've now stopped recording on, and another was this one, Rebirth. And so hopefully that's been informative to some people who didn't know all the politics and the story that had gone on. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I'll talk about other stuff like Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing or what have you. Hopefully that'll interest you guys. One thing that I have have been told several times in comments is people like the fact that I'm not just narrating the mission, but I'm actually talking about other things like the history of the game or the history of role-playing. Gosh, there's a whole bunch of really cool things I talked about in the videos with Silver Phoenix that I'm never going to be able to show. I might have to talk about some of those here now, I don't know if I'm going to remember them, though. Alright, so high explosives in a meeting with the resistance. This cannot be good. I know it's hard to be friends with a politician, Tiger Shrike. We've got a unique view on things, and it can rub people the wrong way. Regardless, I think of you as a good friend. Here's my private number. This way you can avoid having to get hold of me through my office. So, how long has this episode been? 20 minutes. Let's do another mission. He says, I checked with one of my contacts down in the tunnels. She's a mousy little thing, but she knows... That's got to be a tunnel rat. She knows the tunnels like the back of her hand. She told me that the tunnels have been crawling with the Destroyers and Crusader squads all day. They all seem to be convening under the People's Park, according to her. Tiger Shrike, it sounds like Pain God and his Destroyers were just one little piece of the massive puzzle. And I don't know about you, but that puzzle is starting to take a frightening shape. High explosives and war? I think they're planning something big. Like a skyscraper. Holy, you're right. If they toppled a skyscraper in the middle of downtown, the devastation would be incalculable. Find the meeting place. See if Tunnel Rat can get you some help. We've got to act fast. So we have to find the meeting place. But first, I've got a bunch of enhancements to sell. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Guys, our first dual origin enhancement. And it just came as a drop. It's a level 12. So you can see the difference. This level 8, it's a little below our level. It's a 5% increase to damage. This is a 17% increase to damage, which is awesome. We've also got some accuracy. So let's go ahead and put 2 accuracy enhancements on Assassin's Claw. So it now is a 15% improvement to accuracy. His base accuracy is 1.2. So let's talk about that a little bit. Your base chance to hit is 75%. And then you add, it's an equation where you add buffs, you subtract debuffs, and that gives you a total, and then you multiply that total by your accuracy of 1.0 or 1.2. So let's say you have a 75% to hit, no buffs, and the enemy has a 25% defense, right? That would be 75 minus 20, or 50, and then you would multiply the 50 times 1.2 to get it to be, what would that be? 20% of 50 is 10, so 60% to hit. So that's the way that works. So we have better chance, 1.38% chance to hit now instead of 1.2, and now we're going to add some damage, so we're going to do more damage with our attack. And that is pretty cool. I don't know why I'm doing this, because it doesn't matter. Run speed, what? Run speed, why can't we put that in Swift? Yeah, there we go. So that makes us a little faster. Healing. I guess we could put in Dull Pain. No, I want to put Recharge in Dull Pain. Do we have a Recharge? We do not. Alright, so let's go ahead and head into the tunnels. Where's this mission? There we go, down into the sewers. So, our job is to stop the meeting. We're going to have to beat people up. And there's a bomb, so we need to stay away from that thing. Oh, wow. And somebody's already attacking me? How do you know I'm here? How do you know I'm here with hide? You're not supposed to know that. Yeah, see, I'm hidden. That's why I'm doing the full animation for assassination. That's weird. Is this one random minion could see me? Very strange. So we need to stop the meeting. I don't know if that means defeat everybody or what. Wow. Look at this. 2+1 lieutenants. And I'm being attacked again. How are they seeing me? That should not be possible. I guess it's an ambush? We're hidden. They should not be able to see me. Okay, I don't think we want to go that way. That's a dead end. That's a dead end. I guess we do want to go this way. I don't know if we're supposed to stop everybody from all the bombs or what. Doesn't look like it, and that area is just ridiculous with like 2+1 lieutenants at this in the same place. I mean, this is a ×0+0 mission. They should not be spawning like that. More guys. Maybe just the individual guys guarding the bombs can see you? I don't know. So we're supposed to stop a meeting. These just look like normal guys, though. This doesn't seem to be any sort of meeting. Again, doing this is a little bit dangerous. Mostly because... Look at this. Look at these guys. Look at the size of these spawns. Doing this is a little bit dangerous. That's really weird that you couldn't just go through there. It's a little bit dangerous because if we have to retreat, there's nothing... Who's shooting me? Well, see what I'm saying? Look at this. I'm getting attacked again even though I was hidden. All these guys can see me? How is that possible? I'm hidden. They're not supposed to be able to see me while I'm hidden. This is like breaking the rules of the game. I don't understand that. And you can see that I'm hidden because I'm doing the full Assassin Strike animation. And yet some of them are just randomly seeing me and attacking me, and the rest of them are not. So I don't know what's going on. Boom, baby. Yeah, so that, okay, so that must be an ambush. Yeah, these guys must be ambushing me. Alright, so let's go ahead and stay ahead of them. And we know we gotta go up this way. This map is insanely huge. Man, I can't imagine how long this would take if I didn't have hide. Yeah, one of the things that I think changed in City of Heroes over the years is the lengths of the missions became ridiculous. It's like somebody who was designing these missions did not have a sense of mission length. Did not have a good sense of that. So you can see this in like the level 40 to 50 content, where you're going to other zones and you're doing these outdoor missions, and they're huge maps with like 300 mobs on them, and it's just defeat all, and you just got to spend like an hour fighting every single guy on the map for no purpose other than to like click on one glowy, you know. And it doesn't say we have to disarm the bombs. We just had to stop the meeting. Great. Oh, there's a tunnel here. Yeah, it's almost like they had this really good sense of how long a mission should be. There's somebody coming for me. They have this really good sense of how long a mission should be, and then they lost that sense. Here's a guy coming for me. They lost that sense in the later levels. I don't know if, like, whoever had designed the early ones stopped working for them or what, but they went from having a really good idea of just how long these missions should be and making them really good length to just making them insanely long. Okay, so we're clearly going to keep being ambushed. There's another one. I mean, I guess we're just going to have to go forward and deal with the fact that we're going to get ambushed while we're doing this. Try to do some extra damage and assassinate Pain God. That's good. That is really good. Got him. Okay, we should be alright now. Let's do Dull Pain. It not only heals us up, but increases the amount of hit points we have. Oh, you guys are kidding me, right? Alright, so this should take them out. So now let's see what's up here. Is there another leader around here? Yeah, those guys are going to keep chasing me, but I just want to see if there's another leader over here. Rebar. Okay. Who's fighting with Hate Fist. So this is 2 lieutenants. This is going to be fun. And then we're going to get attacked by the ambush as well. We don't have much in the way of inspirations. We'll use what we've got. Try to take out Hate Fist first. Come on. Got him. Alright, so that's one. Dull Pain's still in effect, so we have more hit points than usual. And now these stupid ambush guys are attacking me. But we've got Rebar. And we're done. We've completed the mission. Nice job. Alright, let's head out. We'll take a look at the clue. At least we didn't have to defeat everybody in that mission. So, let's see. We couldn't really understand Rebar, but Hate Fist offered up the location of all the explosives if I'd let him shut Rebar up. Once Rebar was unconscious, Hate Fist let you know that the Yin Corp, the tallest building in Imperial City, is targeted for demolition. So we're going to have to stop the bomb plot, guys. But that'll be in another episode. And I can't wait till level 12 so that hopefully we can get our integration and stop being knocked down and stunned. Until next time, I'm Scarpalock, and this has been City of Heroes on the Rebirth server.